we'll jump into it first. We're going to say hi to everybody in the chat. What up, chat? Please hit that like button before, you guys get all comfortable. But you sent me a podcast, and I'll call it a podcast, even though I hate these AI voice podcasts now. They just no feeling to them. But it was talking about Dr. Dre specifically, and you are obviously a big part of Dr. Dre's story. And they told your story in their words. So what I want to do, Lonzo, is I'm going to play a clip from that. And it's about 4 minutes long or something like that. So everybody, kick up your feet, relax and everything. And I want to play it, and you stop me, Lonzo, whenever you want to call, BS specifically. How does that sound?
You got it.
All right, cool. I'm going to play it right now, and I'll put the link in the description so we can at least give shout outs to this particular podcast. But here it is right here. This is, I guess this could be summed up of how N.W.A. formed, but this is leading up to it, and this is where Lonzo Williams comes into the picture in this person's mind. So I'm going to play Lonzo, and you tell me when to stop.
Cool.
All right, 1 second.
Dr. Dre's first ever musical group, world-class Wreckin Cru, was a group formed by a guy named Lonzo Williams. Williams had a very impressive jerry curl and owned a nightclub in Compton called Eve After Dark. The Wreckin Cru began as a group of DJs called Disco Construction, named after the 70s funk band Brass Construction. After disco was outlawed by white racists, they changed their name to the vaguely hip-hop sounding but also kind of pro-wrestling sounding world-class Wreckin Cru. They often performed in Lonzo Williams' nightclub. Williams was always looking for opportunities to benefit from...
So far, everything's sounding legit, right, Lonzo?
Stop you right
no.
There.
Well, stop. There we go. All right, hold on. Let me take it back 10 seconds and then stop.
World-class Wreckin Cru. They often performed in Lonzo Williams' nightclub.
All right, we'll stop there, Lonzo. Talk to me.
We ain't never played Eve After Dark. World-class Wreckin Cru never played at Eve After Dark. First of all, let's back up. Eve After Dark is not in Compton. Never was, never will be. It's just outside of Compton. It's close, but it's not Compton. Eve After Dark has a LA address, okay? This whole tone of this shit is kind of condescending to me, man. It really pisses me off that people play me off like I'm some kind of weak-ass vulture just taking advantage of everybody. I never liked that shit, man. I can't even let that shit slide by in no way, form, or fashion, because that ain't never been Lonzo. Okay? It's really frustrating to hear some AI generated bullshit that's made up by somebody who fed it to the machine. And Lonzo Williams, I had a studio in his club. No, I didn't. Didn't have a studio in my club. Eve After Dark was not in Compton.
We're gonna get there. Let's take it. All right, yeah.
And we did name it was the Wreckin Cru. It was Disco Construction and the Wreckin Cru. Wreckin Cru. We never recorded under Disco Construction. It was my production company was called Disco Construction, and the guys who carried my equipment, my roadies, were called the Wreckin Cru. That was later transferred over to the whole group of folks that worked at Eve After Dark. They became the Wreckin Cru. Go ahead.
All right, let's continue this, and you stop me whenever you want to elaborate or call BS.
Williams was always looking for opportunities to benefit from what's known in MBA classes as corporate synergy. A teenage Dr. Dre began hanging out outside Eve After Dark. Unfortunately for young Dre, whoever the...
Dre ain't never hung outside of no Eve After Dark. This is bullshit. This is what I mean. Dre came to Eve because Dre knew me. He knew I ran the club. We didn't run together, but he wasn't hanging outside the club like some kind of thug or some shit. This is bullshit. Go ahead, man.
Let's go.
The Eve After Dark equivalent of I Don't Want You Here wouldn't let Dr. Dre in because he was only like 16. Although he'd already been DJing for a few years by then.
Stop.
Then, in a scene...
How the fuck? He been DJing for a few years at 16 years old. Come on, man. Come on, dude. This is ridiculous, man. This is how shit gets started. And I find myself arguing with some wannabe hip-hop head about some shit they heard on some third-party shit. Here, I got my own podcast. Assholes won't tune in. They won't like, share, subscribe. They'll make up stories, and this shit gets even crazier as we go along. But this is kind of shit that really pisses me off. That also kind of opportunities. I took advantage of a bunch of kids. Never did that. Go ahead.
Let's go.
Right out of some cliche Hollywood film, one of the guys from the Wreckin Cru didn't show up. Dr. Dre convinced Lonzo to let him DJ, and the rest, as they say,
stop right there,
is history. World-class Wreckin Cru quickly developed a...
I'll tell anybody, the first time I say this in every speech I've ever made, every presentation I've ever made, I'm going to say it again. I don't know how Dre got on my turn. He didn't ask me. He might have talked to Unknown. Everybody was there. Yellow was there. I was there. Unknown was there. I think it was Unknown slot that he let him come on in and do his thing. But that the fact that somebody was missing, nobody ever missed the Eve After Dark. You niggas came to the club, stick of the dog. Nobody wanted to miss the Eve. I can't ever recall anybody. I mean, Cashiers, Unknown, Yella. If a nigga had the flu, they lock him in the booth and DJ his ass off. Go ahead.
Before we go ahead, the STEM radio caught something that I want you to elaborate on, and it sounds like he does as well. Well, how about the part where it said you are always looking to benefit from corporate synergy? That right there sounded bad.
What the fuck is corporate synergy? Okay.
I have no idea. That's why I did. Hey, STEM, help us out. I know what corporate is, and I know what synergy is, but I don't know what they mean when they're together.
Look, check this out. When you are a natural-born hustler, you see opportunities and you make them happen. You develop them, okay? Whether it's in the club, whether it's starting a teen nightclub, being the first mobile DJ, there's an opportunity. Somebody told me a long time ago, find what people love and they'll always, find what people need and they'll always need you. Do what you love for a living and you never work hard a day in your life. These are two things I've always lived by. So when I saw certain things happening, I found a way to make it. I found a way to take advantage of it. I'm gonna take advantage of it and make it work for everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's see. Before we continue, hold on one second. I want to go to a comment that T-Lig says, don't take this as disrespect, but can Lonzo not talk about anything other than N.W.A? He's been doing it nonstop since 2015. Surely there's more to him. Just so you know, before you comment on that, Lonzo, I would encourage T-Lig to go in the archives, and I can guarantee you in the past 7 days of the videos that we posted, 1 or 2 is about N.W.A. The other 5 are about various topics that we cover on the show, from the crime in the city that we live in to street racing to prostate cancer.